My name's Elvante Patton, and I want to talk to you guys about neuroscience and education. I've been very passionate about education and where education is going in the United States. It's time for us to get back to where we used to be. We're not where we should be. When you look at where the United States ranked today compared to where the United States ranked years ago, we done dropped significantly. It's time to bring that back up. And secondly, educators, I see you guys talk more and more about the behavior issues in the classroom. I think I have the solution to fixing the behavior issues in your classroom. I see a lot of people talking about the problem, but not too many people trying to find a solution. So I went and dug a little deep and I found neuroscience, and I fell in love with trying to understand the brain, understanding what the brain is really doing to us and how we can use the brain to learn more. Because once you understand the brain, I feel like learning should become that much more easier. Not just for adults, but for our kids as well. So I took the time to truly study neuroscience and start to understand what neuroscience is all about. Neuroscience is the study of the brain. Back in 1990, President Bush put out an initiative, the Decade of the Brain. He wanted to understand the brain and what's so great about the brain. Let's go study the brain. That's what President Bush wanted to do. Let's fast forward 23 years, not 13, but 23 years to 2013, April 2nd, 2013 to be exact. President Barack Obama launched the Brain Initiative to revolutionize the study of the brain. So he wanted neuroscientists, he wanted people that's in technology, he wanted educators, he wanted people all different walks of life to begin to study the brain to help us better understand what the brain is doing. And that was important. And then I looked at neuroscience and the study of neuroscience in the brain and education. Education hasn't evolved. It haven't really moved forward from the late 1920s. It's still the same education system that we had back then. But now it's time to move forward. Notice I said 2013 to 2017, 18, because we're getting ready to go into 2018, that this is fairly new to the United States. And what is the brain really about? And how can we transform the information that we get from this research about the brain and put it into classrooms? The argument today is, does neuroscience really belong in the classroom? The answer is yes. Yes, it does. When I first started this video, I started to talk about behavior in the classroom. I see more and more news about misbehaving in the classroom and teachers losing instructional time because of the behavior issues they're having in their classroom. It's time to fix that. All right? Let's start here today, fixing the behavior problems in the classroom. I see so many of us see the problem but don't know how to fix it. I think I have the solution to that. Yes, I said I believe I have the solution to fixing the behavior issues in your classroom. First things first, let's talk about ADD, ADHD, anxiety, depression, autism. Let's talk about it. That's a cognitive development deficiency. Yes, I said cognitive development. Wow. Have you guys thought about that? The second thing, I was doing some research on ADD and ADHD. Did you guys know that doctors don't know the cause of ADD or ADHD? They don't know what causes it. Interesting, right? That's what I say too. But doctors are giving your kids medicine to cope with ADD and ADHD, but they don't know the cause of the disease. You're feeding your kids medicine for something we don't know what's causing it. So therefore, that's letting me know that medicine isn't doing anything for your child. So hey, I think it's time to stop giving your kid the medicine. Personally, that's just my opinion. All right. So there's different types of ADD. Most of our kids are dealing with situational ADD. What is situational ADD? A situation that's making our kids act out. As simple as that. And since that situation is making them act out, we diagnose them with ADD. So that situation can be at home, it can be in the classroom, it can be after school, or it can be something one of their friends are dealing with that's causing this kid to act out, which gets them diagnosed with ADD. That's tough. A hyperactive kid that's very hyper, that's loving to jump around, is getting considered diagnosed with ADD. So a kid with ADD has theta brain waves. They have theta brain waves. I'm about to explain to you guys what brain waves are. Now I'm telling you, this is why I feel like it's important that neuroscience and education merge together to truly understand the human mind and brain. Alright, there's 5 different brain waves in our head. There's 5 different brain waves. There's alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and theta brain waves. Alright? When it's time to learn and you're trying to understand knowledge and you're trying to memorize things, you want to be in an alpha brainwave state. Notice I said that ADD and ADHD students are in a theta brainwave. So what is a theta brainwave? A theta brainwave is where a student is constantly daydreaming, constantly. They're on to the next thing. Before you know it, they're thinking about something else and they never heard anything you said. And theta brainwaves are rapid. Boom, 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 boom. That's how theta brainwaves are going. So their minds are constantly going, which is causing them to have behavior issues in the classroom. Wow, correct. Like I said, you want them to have an alpha brainwave. An alpha brainwave is slow and steady. Slow and steady. It's going to allow them to focus. It's going to allow them to be able to control their emotions. They're going to be able to memorize better. That's what you want your kid to be in, an alpha brain state. So when they're giving your kids this medicine, it's slowing them down. And you notice that, you like, man, they don't act the same. They just seem like they're down and out because their brain waves are going in alpha now. But the medicine isn't fixing it and making them continually stay in an alpha brain state. When the medicine wears off, it goes into theta and they're back to being their normal self. So the kid isn't necessarily the problem in a sense of behavior. It's the fact that they're constantly on the move. They constantly need to move around and see what's next. All right? So neuroscience and education need to marry each other, which created educational neuroscience, which took 3 different fields: psychology, neuroscience, and education, and married the 3. That's how you get a lot of brain-based learning activities. So I'm telling you guys that neuroscience and education has to become one. In order for America to get over this education hump, we have to marry the neuroscience and the education. All right? I'm going to constantly do videos about neuroscience and education because I'm going to give y'all tips and things on how to fix the behavior issues and how to get your kids to be more in tune with the education process. All right. My next video, I'm going to talk about ADD and some of the things that you can do in your classrooms that will possibly fix your behavior issues from your students. And we're going to talk about binaural beats. We're going to talk about auditory hearing. We're going to talk about all those things, all right? So stay tuned to the next video, because we're about to turn up and we're about to turn this educational system around, and we're about to move it in the right direction. So I'm going to leave my email below so you guys can contact me at any time with any questions you have. I'd love to answer your questions free of charge. I will give you free knowledge. I don't mind. So if you're any neuroscientists out there that would love to work with me, feel free to email me. We're about to change the game of education. We're about to do it. We're about to bring the United States education system up to par and exceed the expectations of the government. All right? Let's go and do this together. So, like I said, parents, email me. Educators, feel free to email me on tips of how to get the behavior under control in your classroom. And neuroscientists, email me. Let's work together and let's do some research together so we can fix this problem. Educational neuroscience is on the rise. So let's go get it.